Hey there, and welcome back to When the Mask Falls. This is episode 11, and today we're talking about something that completely ran my day into the ground: time blindness. If you have ADHD, or even if you don't, but your brain just doesn't do time the way other people's brains do, you probably know this one all too well. You set out with the best intentions, a nice little plan in your head, and before you know it, you've been on 6 side quests, you're exhausted, and you realize the one thing that you needed to do never got touched. And today was supposed to be my glorious, stay at home, get the house clean day. Spoiler alert, it did not go like that at all. Alright, let me walk you through my day, because if you've ever wondered what ADHD time blindness looks like, this is it. I started the day with the best intention. I woke up about 8 a.m. and told myself, today is cleaning day. No excuses. My plan was solid. I'd shower, be out of the house by 9 when 3TK opened to grab my tea, head to Walmart because I realized last minute that I wanted to color my hair for the ceremony tomorrow, and then I was going to come straight home to clean. Simple, productive, responsible, right? Except, spoiler alert, 9 a.m. came and went, and I was still in my pajamas. I got a text message from my special popcorn dealer, Greedy Goblin Popcorn. They sent me the popcorn flavors of the week. Normally, I would head to the farmer's market to pick it up, but since I was determined to stick to my plan today, I actually asked if we could do a drop-off tomorrow instead. I thought, look at me being responsible. I'm not adding another errand onto this list today. That was probably the last responsible choice I made all day. Because instead of showering at 9 a.m., I got up, took the dogs out, cleaned all the litter boxes, fed the cats, made my morning coffee, and came upstairs to hang out with Gabby's cats while I drank it. You know, just a quick break. Next thing I know, I look at the clock and it's already 11:30. So I finally ran downstairs, grabbed some clothes out of the dryer, because yes, I've been living out of the dryer all week. Who actually folds their laundry anyway? Definitely not me. Finally got into the shower a little after noon, and when I came back in my room to get dressed, my brain decided it was the perfect time to think about an accent chair for the cat room downstairs. Because obviously, guests are going to need a place to sit when they come for the adoption event. Instead of cleaning, I went onto Facebook Marketplace, and wouldn't you know it, I found the exact chair that I had set in my mind. The only problem? It was at a yard sale in Messina that ended at 2 today, and it was already 1:45. So what had started as a stay-home day turned into a full-on road trip. I messaged the seller to confirm she still had it, got dressed, and hit the road. I stopped at 3TK for my tea, then the bank for cash, because obviously yard sales don't take card, and then I made a quick stop at Arby's because I was very hungry. I got to the yard sale, bought the chair, and on the way, Gabby had text that she wasn't feeling well. Since I was already in Messina, I asked if she wanted some wonton soup from Chinatown. Their soup is pure magic when you're sick. So I grabbed her soup and dropped it off to her in Potsdam. And of course, on the way back to Potsdam, got distracted by yard sales, so I had to stop and check those out. At this point, I still hadn't been to Walmart to get my hair color. But I finally made it. I finally made it to Walmart. Did I just grab the hair color and leave, though? Of course not. I wandered through all the clearance sections, picked up random things I didn't know I needed, and then finally, yes, I left with the dye. But by then, it was now 4:45. My whole day was already gone. But wait, it doesn't stop there. I text my dad to see how his day was going and to see if he got everything done that he had looked forward to. And he hadn't either, so then he invited me to dinner. Of course I said yes, because it's dinner with my dad, and it was a fundraiser for the Salvation Army, so I could justify it as a good cause. After dinner, I decided to swing into TJ Maxx to look for a birthday gift for Gabby. Spoiler alert, I didn't find anything for her, but I found plenty for myself. Then, because I was already in Messina, I thought, well, I really need a new vacuum because this one's not working well. And if I'm going to be taking time to really clean the house, I really need to get a vacuum, right now. So I wandered the aisles of the Walmart in Messina, bought some more things that I didn't need, and left with a brand new vacuum. And while I was wandering around, I realized, not only have I not cleaned today, I didn't do any laundry. So now I have nothing to wear tomorrow. So instead of folding clothes and doing laundry, I just bought a whole new outfit. And unfortunately, this is not the first time I've done that. I have a clothing problem. So many clothes, but never anything to wear. By the time I finally got home, it was 9 p.m. Too late to clean, too late to do laundry. So I took the dogs out, fed the cats, fed the dogs, and crawled upstairs to record this podcast. So yeah, that was my day. Does that sound familiar to anyone else? Has anyone else ever started with a perfectly reasonable plan and ended up on a completely different planet by the end of the day? Here's the thing about time blindness. It's not just poor planning, and it's definitely not laziness. My brain literally doesn't register time the way most people's brains do. For me, 10 minutes feels exactly the same as 2 hours. I'll say, I'm just going to scroll on my phone for a few minutes while my coffee cools down, and then suddenly, it's lunch. Or I'll tell myself, showering takes maybe 10 minutes, but in reality, from undressing to showering to drying off to dealing with my hair, picking my clothes, it's an easy 45 minutes. But my brain refuses to calculate that. It always underestimates. It feels like living in a fog, or like trying to cook a meal without a timer, which I also do sometimes. You just keep guessing and hoping that nothing burns. Sometimes I describe it like my brain only has 2 categories, now and not now. If it's now, it's urgent. And if it's not now, it might as well not exist. That's why something like laundry gets ignored and a random vacuum purchase takes center stage. And this isn't just about today. Time blindness sneaks into every single area of my life, every single day. At work, I'll block off 2 hours for invoicing. Easy, except between emails, phone calls, and rabbit holes and spreadsheets, suddenly it's 5 p.m. and nothing's done, and I'm in the office until 8. For the rescue, I'll run out for cat litter, but that trip turns into 3 stores, Dunkin' Donuts, and maybe stop by the vet just to see if I've missed any appointments or have any updates. As a mom, when Gabby was younger, I swear we had plenty of time in the morning, but then suddenly we were constantly running out the door, forgetting things, shoes half on, forgetting a jacket, and praying we weren't late again. And with events and ceremonies, big events paralyzed me. Like tomorrow's ceremony, as excited as I am to put this on, I avoid prep because my brain is wound so tight. Instead of doing laundry, I do a whole new outfit because obviously that's going to solve everything. Here's the cruel part. At the end of a day like today, I'm wrecked. I've been moving nonstop since 8 a.m., feeding pets, driving errands, carrying furniture, and shopping. My body feels like I worked a 12-hour shift. But when I sit down at night, it feels like I did nothing. The one important thing, cleaning, didn't happen. No laundry, no prep. Instead of celebrating the things I did do, like buy a chair, get Gabby soup, support a fundraiser, and buy a vacuum, my brain beats me up for failing the plan, and the guilt sets in. I tell myself, you had a whole free day and you blew it. You lazy, undisciplined, unreliable person. Even though none of that's true. That's the shame spiral of ADHD. It's heavier than any vacuum box I hauled around today. I know the hacks. Some days they help, but today they all failed. 9 a.m. deadline. My anchor plan. It didn't happen. I was still in pajamas. Timers? I didn't set one. Thought I'd remember. I didn't remember. Chunking tasks. I planned small steps. A shower, the tea, Walmart, come home, clean. Instead, each step spiraled into side quests, turned into yard sales, thrift shops, Arby's, and soup runs. Visual reminders. My list clearly said clean today, but my brain saw it and said, cool, let's go buy a chair instead. Reward systems. Usually I bribe myself. Clean first, then treat yourself. Today I skipped right to relaxing, tea, shopping, and dinner, and no cleaning got done. The reality? Hacks are useful, but they're not foolproof, especially when something big is looming. My brain went into avoidance mode. Instead of the task, I distracted myself with everything else. At the end of the day, I'm learning to laugh at it. Did I clean today? Nope, but I got a really cool accent chair. I got Gabby some soup to make her feel better. Got to have dinner with Dad as we supported a fundraiser. Bought a super cool new vacuum. And found a cute outfit for tomorrow. Not the plan, but still a life lived. Time blindness is messy. It's frustrating, but it's also just part of how my brain works. And the more I accept it, the more I can forgive myself. Tomorrow, the plan. I'll color my hair in the morning because I'm way too tired tonight. I'll get my nails done and show up to the ceremony a little frazzled, but fully me. And honestly, that is good enough. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight and letting me ramble through this chaotic day. If you struggle with time blindness too, hear me out. You are not lazy and you are not broken. You just experience time differently. Sometimes that means life takes the scenic route. Until next time, set those alarms, write your sticky notes, and give yourself grace when the day doesn't go as planned. We're all just figuring it out.